Hello, Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Here I am with a reading for the month of August for you. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Well, I have the Lenormand deck, this Oracle card deck. I'll put down as a focus a couple of cards, then surround those cards with tarot cards, and then the Vera Sibila cards for clarification. Of course, crown the reading with my runes, as I often do, as I almost always do. So let's see what's in store for you, Scorpio. See what's in store for you. Well, something really important is in store for you. Look, I have the cross, the bouquet, and the dog. First, the dog came out, then the bouquet came out. Look, um, definitely here there is a bond that you have created. Now, when I talk of a bond, I'm talking of a bond that here is the friendship card, that's true. But added to the bouquet, there is something going on here. This is a person, uh, Scorpio, that you have, well, you are bonded to. You can, okay, we want to call it a soulmate, a twin flame. We can say it in those terms. But what I'm looking at, Scorpio, is that the person involved has been in the past a lover, a friend, a family member, a son or daughter. So there is this rounded a series of relationships that you've had. And why is it happening now? Why is this message coming out now? Because the you've broken through the glass of friendship with that person. You can ask anybody, and I remember when I was very young, my friends were saying, you can be friends with females if you're a girl, you can be friends with girls, you can't be friends with a boy. Friends, boys and girls are never friends. When we were children, we used to hear that. And even as an adult, I heard people say, well, a friend will always help me, but a lover or a companion always wants something. There's a different type of relationship. Well, I'm looking here, Scorpio, as you finding in that same person, you're going into the friendship mode, and this is one of the highest levels of completeness with that person. Let's take a look at what the tarot say and more clearly get a picture. Really interesting cards here. I'll show you these. Um, I'll show you these. Okay, we have the Judgment card, and the Judgment card are fire signs. And I have to say that Scorpio, you may be involved with a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius to start with. And now we have the Devil, and the Devil also indicates a Capricorn in your life. The Ace of Coins, the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Star. The Star is an Aquarius. So I'm looking at fire signs, Capricorn, and an Aquarius that rotate around your world in the month of August. It could be family members, could be friends, it could be people you work with as well. What am I looking at as I mix these other cards? First of all, you come into the month of August. What's very strong is this. The first card out was the cross. Okay, there's karmic there, and then we have the justice, the judgment here. They're very strong cards. This is a month for you where you're going to have, like I said, you pierce through that ceiling. You pierce through all of your perspectives in the past that didn't, those ideas that just couldn't be for you. I could never be a friend with a person that you have these your ideas that were cut off one from the other. And this is changing in the month of August because the way you carry out a relationship, your type of relationship, is completely different. I'm going to take a tarot deck card from under the deck, the king, the knight of coins for that um, devil here. And the way you perceive, the way you define, oh, that's what I'll use. I'll use the word define. The way you define relationships is changing, has changed, and it is all due to this one person who has had all of these different roles with you in past lives, and all of a sudden, you may, just like that person has, been asking yourself, well, who is this person? Why is there such a pull? What is it? Okay, I could say I enjoy sex with them. I could say that I enjoy their company. They're intelligent and all of that, but there's not that one thing that stands out. And now we have a whole other ball game here, Scorpio. Look, um, there's also a number of things around this spread. One being that you have more so than in the past, with these two cards mirroring each other, you have more so than in the past a um, a control of a situation where you're you're oriented. Let's put it that way. You are more oriented this month of August. You know what you want, and you know where you really get the impression, Scorpio, that you're going in the along the right path. You're moving along very nicely, and you're where you are, where you should be, and that's very clear to you. I'm looking at this King of Swords, and it looks like, Scorpio, for those of you who have a lot of air in your charts, specifically, that is going to be pertain to you more than other Scorpios. I do see this card, the Nine of Swords, which is always a troublesome card. It's always a fear. It speaks of fear. So what I'm going to do is use the use the um, hang on, I'm in the dark. I think I'm going to have to shut this and turn it on again because my electricity just went off. Scorpio, sorry about that. That was really odd. My electricity went completely out. All you saw was the candle. But I was talking about those of you Scorpions who have um, air, a lot of air in your charts. This is more related to that. Now, what was bothering me was this Nine of Swords, which is fear. That's really fear, and that's when the lights went out. So what I'm going to do is go around the spread and add some things. Let's see. Vera Sibilla Oracle cards. See what they have to add here. And there you go. Okay, so as we were saying, there's this judgment coming in, right in, and there was this, of course, this cross that was the first card out. Definitely you get the sensation that you're going through a glass um, divide where you can see what's coming down, and but you're going to consciously and willingly go right through it because you know that that is your path, that is your destiny, that is the fate that you want to choose for yourself. It's not as easy as it seems at times, and there's you sense that there's more harmony coming up for you in the future in terms of that relationship, of course. But what is troublesome for you is your role, and that is what is going to be thrown around in your mind. You're going to think and think and think. What does a relationship mean to me? How do I want this relationship to develop? How do I want it to look? I've made mistakes in the past. I have had other relationships and it just didn't work. They just didn't work. I don't want that kind. I want something different. And you're toying with these ideas in your mind over and over and over again. What is uppermost in your mind definitely is this strong tie that you have to this specific person in some way. You know, in your heart of hearts, you know that they are the ones that they're blood. You know, that's the thing. They are blood. You bond with your blood. You know, you're bonding with your blood, and you feel that the old Scorpio is something that you're leaving behind, and you are in a position of wanting to mourn that phase of your life. But what happens here is quite odd because I'm seeing here that communication is open, okay, with between you and this other person who's particularly bonded to you. But it is not always spoken. It's not always said. Everything, a lot, most of the things are left unsaid. And you're okay with that. And it seems that you both are okay with that so far. Now, what I especially like with this Ace of Coins, which is my favorite tarot card, is that I'm seeing success, a success in the communication, whether it be written, oral, or on another timeline, in another dimension. This is very, very, very clear. There is this lightness of being. These two cards together smell, smell, spell. These two cards together spell success in reaching a soul lightness, a sense of lightness, a sense of what having this extremely powerful physical relationship with someone means. It's not just sex, it is divine. You literally feel that it is divine. And what you're doing is moving in a divine fashion. It's fascinating, you know, this level of your mind that is allowing you to use your sense of spirituality as never before, reasoning through different ideas that have been on your mind that you work with day in and day out. You weigh the good and evil, put them on the scales. You think of how you can help, and you know there's these ideas, but never before have has it been uh, so demanding of your your thoughts. Now, what's interesting here is this fear, and I'm saying that it's interesting because it's intriguing. The fear here is a fear of loss, definitely a fear of loss, one, and a fear of being able to tell someone everything about you, even your fears. That is, you're afraid of telling any anyone, you know, this one person specifically, this person, you're afraid of opening up. And you know, this house is a business as well. What's interesting here is that you're considering tying yourself, and you think about it, you're tossing these ideas around, tying yourself to this person in a way that you both could be a model for other people and show them the way relationships need to develop without killing each other, without harming your own individualities, without completely annihilating the other person and trying to fight for your own freedom and your own space. And that is the basis of your fear. Now, this very rapid moving King of Swords, or those of you Scorpios who have a lot of air in your chart, I'm seeing here the idea that the person underlying this, and I keep talking about that person because it's someone who may not even be in your life. It may, you know, you may not interact with them on a daily basis, but they are there. They are extremely important. They are the most important person in your life. You see them, you whether they're male or female, you consider them a protector, a person who would never, ever, ever harm you and only have your best interests at heart. However, However, I'm seeing you, Scorpio, as this domestico, this house domestic who hides things, who still hides things. And that is the most difficult thing for you to leave behind. It's part of the Scorpio nature to hide. And that is, you're afraid that that may be a deal breaker for someone, and you're not sure how to dance around that issue. Um, and the star, this guidance, you have the beginning here in the month of August of an intimate dance with this person at many different levels, at many different time dimensions, at many different, it, with many different shades of gray. You're very sure about them, and the end of August is extremely positive for you because you know that in the beginning of the following month is when you're going to make your sting. You're going to, you're deciding, and you will by then, to actually talk clearly with them and to discuss the issues of, well, how should we go about this? I was thinking this. Maybe we could spend more time together. And I'm saying, this is a person that you've known for a long time, of known for a long time, and even in past lives, like I said. I'm going to take the runes here and see what they can add. Okay, let's see. Okay. Difficulty that I'm seeing you have um, in August is the notion of this is Tyr Merkstave, and Tyr is all about a victory in competition. You don't feel in this position upside down, you don't feel you are in competition, and you're not sure if you can um, make it or be victorious in the mind of this person. You have a feeling, Scorpio, that you're being tested on the one hand. And Need here tells you that to take your time. There is a natural delay when you have to decide certain things that involve other people. And it's telling you, take your time. You don't have to decide this in August. I do have Otala Merkstave upside down, and this is about um, having a vision, okay? Having a vision, but it's Merkstave, and your vision is very permeable, very malleable, and that's what the whole month of August is all about. I am going to find a new way, a waterway, a, something that will change shape in terms of a relationship. Bjork Berkana is telling you in this position upside down, this is not the month, ladies and gentlemen, Scorpio friends, for you to make new plans. Not yet. You need to confront them. Fehu, bright stave. There is gain here. There's fulfillment. You are in a position to have um, a positive return from that person once and only once you do come together. And this comes occurs further down the line towards September. Why do I say that? Because there was need that talks of delays before, and this is Hagal Hagalaf, and that talks of delays as well. Forces outside of your control, and the time is just not ripe. I have Isa here, and this is a cooling down. This is a cooling down in relationships. There's a stop in the month of August, but the mind, your mind, does not rest concerning this person. There is Diag here, and Diag talks of increase and growth, and it does, hear ye, Scorpio, alleviate the other runes that talk of delay. So we're not talking October, November, December, year's end. We're talking September, the beginning of September. You start making plans in August. Well, when are you coming back? When can I see you? I really would like to spend time with you, things like that. Um, and we've got this beautiful Suilo who I give them, personify them, who Suilo is the sun who comes in and shines your success, um, Scorpio, because Suilo is a rune that gives you power. It's a feeling that you're imbibed with power. Not the feeling of empowerment, but you're stepping into a zone that gives you a greater sense of security and control over how you feel, and it's all about your emotional life this month of August. I do hope this was of help to you, Scorpio friends. Um, do write under our video a little bit about your story and let us know um, what is going on. It's always good for us to exchange stories, especially in this crazy world of lockdown and fear and unknown of the future, the unknown. Um, and I will be back in about 10 days. I'll be offering the Moon Love Cycle, the Moon Cycle Love Readings. Bye bye, and we shall see each other again soon. Bye bye, Scorpio.